Bigfoot right now, back on the radar at a Tampa Bay park.
He died here in 1978.
So you got Gilbert the Ghost after you?
Gilbert the Ghost, yeah, great name.
Who are you gonna call?
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Is something really out there? 3 more U.S. senators received a classified briefing about UFOs at the Pentagon.
Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff.
Oh, it's the most scariest, terrifying thing I've seen in my life. Seen in my life. Seen in my life. Seen in my life.
Welcome to Mysteriousnesses, episode number 38. I am your host, John J. With me, as always, Lauren Lance and Hugh Carey. We also have David the Day here. What's going on, guys? How are you all doing this evening?
Feeling mysterious.
Very spooky.
We got a great show for you. We got a lot of really cool topics, including in our feature segment, we're going to be talking about the Anshar, which is it's an ancient alien race, I guess.
Apparently. So they say.
Yeah.
So they say.
To me, it sounds more like a deodorant.
The Anshar?
Anshar.
Like an organic deodorant.
Yeah.
Strong enough for a man,
but fit for a vegan.
pH balance for an extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Let's get right into it. We got some we got some science news. We have all these monoliths popping up.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Have you guys been keeping up with this?
I've been keeping up. I've been checking for monolith news every day. There's plenty popping up. There's been one. Well, there was one originally in Utah.
Right.
And then they had one in Romania.
Which was kind of
They
odd.
don't. The trade in Romania isn't as good, so they didn't know how to polish the monolith.
Yeah,
as well.
it was kind of cheaply polished.
They're getting their steel from China.
It was a gypsy monolith, you know. It's like not as
you're
good.
not
You
allowed to
can't
say that
say
word.
gypsy anymore.
You're canceled,
Yeah.
and the show's ruined now.
Oh,
done.
I don't.
We're no longer credible.
I don't care about those people anymore. So I'm not,
Now we've all been cursed by every gypsy listener.
Yeah.
hey, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to say that either. Wasn't there a TV show very recently called like
Yes.
Gypsies or something?
It was they call themselves travelers.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the Irish travelers in Britain, right?
I don't know.
Because there was My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Which I loved. I adored
Loved it.
that show.
Loved it. But then they had the travelers, the Irish, like, carny people.
That was also good.
Pretty sure you're not allowed to call carny people carny people.
All right, well, whatever. They're retards. I don't know what to call them.
Anyway, back on subject.
We're giving up this episode.
We're already canceled.
The monoliths are long vertical slabs of metal, each 10 to 12 feet tall. They appear with no warning and disappear just as quickly. First, one in the Utah desert, which emerged on November 18th and vanished on November 27th. Actually, I did a little bit of research on that first monolith, and that one has actually been there for at least 5 years.
How do they know that?
Yeah.
Because they
Google
went back
Maps.
into Google satellite photos from the maps, and they spotted it. It's like very tiny on the photo, but it was there.
That's crazy.
At least in 2015, it could have been there. And then the park ranger's like, well, yeah, I mean, it could have been there for 20 years, and we wouldn't know. Like, nobody goes over there, you know?
And they found it because they were surveying the land. Is that what it was?
From a helicopter.
And they
Somebody
just
in a
were like, what the
helicopter, yeah.
fuck is this thing down
Yeah.
here? Oops, I already cussed. Sorry.
You're allowed to curse. You're just not allowed to say racial slurs.
Yeah, I
here.
know, but on YouTube, if you cuss within the first 5 minutes, it's like the algorithm
Oh,
screws
that's
you
right.
up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's
Hot
why,
tips.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we don't show up on anything on YouTube.
That makes sense.
So yeah, they were surveying the land, and then they just decided to investigate. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, they ended up being like, holy shit, this is weird. Let's take a picture of it, and then the picture went viral.
It is weird though.
It's
that
very
that's
strange.
happened.
It is. Like, what? I mean, is it an art piece? Like, what is
Yeah,
it?
so like the rational thing to say is that, I don't think it's just one person. I think it's a bunch of different artists that are doing this, right? And they're putting it up.
Yeah, it's not
So,
going to be one person.
That's the rational way to look at it. But like, what's like the fun way to look at this? Like, what could it be that's more interesting than that? Like,
Well, the one in Utah looks like there was a plaque or something on it, because there's four.
There's like bolt holes.
There's like bolt holes for a sign.
Are you showing that to the Twitch viewers?
Yeah, I think I am. Am I? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Here, I just was, and then I switched off. Right here.
Are they bolt holes or rivets?
It's hard to tell. The the resolution isn't good enough. But
We
I'm-
have-
You mean
well,
you
it's
didn't
gone
fly
now.
to Utah and take
no,
this picture
I
yourself?
didn't. I'm almost thinking though. This almost looks like because there's one in. Let me see if I can find the Tampa International Airport one. Tampa.
Oh yeah, there is one at the airport. So let's see. The second one was outside the Romanian city of Petra, Nemt, which appeared on November 27th. So it disappeared, or it appeared on the same day as the first one disappeared.
That's crazy.
And now that might just be a coincidence, with
But that is way too coincidental.
It's weird. And it disappeared on November 2nd. The third one was is on top of Pine Mountain in Astacento, California, which appeared on December 2nd. So it appeared on the same day that the second one disappeared.
Okay, so there's definitely. It feels like there's coordination.
Yeah,
It
somebody.
feels like there's some people coordinating, yeah, or
Here it is.
people from yeah, that does kind of look like that.
It does kind of look like the monolith.
We should steal that and then stick it in the ground someplace.
Oh, there's
Monolith.
there's a better picture here of the
rivet
the
holes.
holes or whatever. But actually, they go down the whole
Yeah.
length of it. So I don't know.
That might just be how it's put together.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm-
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that they haven't there's not those investigators, like those internet people that can figure shit out, like what they all have in common
Right.
based upon like their longitude and latitude and their height and where they're located and the direction they're facing.
Oh, so you're thinking this is like some like Tom Hanks like solving riddles?
I
type of
mean, at this
situation.
point, it could be.
As the skeptic in the group, I think someone just saw that in
And they're
Utah
replicating it. Started
and they
copying it?
just started copycatting.
Yeah, because that was there for years and years. We've established.
Yeah. And it
Like
just
nobody knew
now-
about it,
yeah,
but
it
now
just-
they're appearing.
Unless they're sleeper agents.
But
and
there's
they're
another
like,
one that just appeared in Albuquerque, New Mexico yesterday
Oh.
and was taken down the same day.
Yeah, but do we
Oh.
even count New Mexico in anything?
No, that's not really a state.
I mean, do we want to even admit that they are part of the United States?
It's I don't know. I guess
Is it?
it's-
Are they all exactly the same as
No,
far as
no,
what
they're
they
all-
look like,
they're a
except for
little
that?
bit
there's
different.
there's
That
a
knockoff
picture.
one in
there's a picture. I
Romania?
can show it to Hugh, but you can show it to the audience. It's all three of them side by
Yeah.
side.
Yes, Romania's looks buffed, and then there's one that like isn't just like one
So you can see
piece.
buff marks here.
Yeah.
I
And-
love that the Romanian one looks like it's about to get into a fight with the other two.
Yeah.
It's like ready for a little skirmish.
It's doing this-
It's ready for a bare knuckles boxing match.
It's like I am the chosen one by the Illuminati.
It's doing the Slav
Yeah,
squat.
the Romanian one I
Smoking
think
a
is
cigarette.
taller, right? It's taller and thinner.
well, they're all 10 to 12 feet tall, so they're about the same.
Yeah, it's interesting. Who knows what it could be? I don't know. I honestly, I don't think it's paranormal. I don't think it is.
It might be, some secret society or something like that. Maybe they're trying to warn us.
What about Romania?
No, they're trying to warn us about like climate change or something because like we didn't listen to scientists and then we didn't listen to that little girl that makes those mean faces. So now they're
Greta
making
Van Susteren,
now
or
they're-
what her name is, whatever her
Greta
name
Van
is.
No, not
So we
not
didn't
her.
listen to that little
Don't
mean
listen
girl.
to Greta Van Susteren.
Yeah.
Please don't.
And so now we got to listen to these monoliths. Yeah, I don't
Greta
know.
Thunberg. Here's a video of what it looks like inside because they dismantled it. These are
Of
the-
course they did.
These are the guys that took it down.
There's environmental activists took it down. So I don't know. I don't have.
It's ruining the fun for everyone. People finally going hiking, getting off their asses. Nope.
But
So
you know,
what
there's
was in
so
there?
many other things you can go to hike to see.
Yeah, but
And now all of a sudden people want to see this. It's
Yeah.
like when they had that Virgin Mary appear on the side of that
Oh, yeah.
bank
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Oh, Drew Street Mary.
Yeah, and then it turned into this thing. It's like that's what happens.
And
People
then somebody
get
broke it
infatuated.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somebody shattered the window, and now it's a church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People just don't want people to have nice things.
But
No,
it's
I was
also-
in Thailand, and in a barber shop in Thailand, and they had a picture of
The Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary from Clearwater, Florida, and like I explained to them that's the town that I was from, and then they gave me a free haircut.
Dude, if that
Nice.
was true, the Virgin Mary has poor taste in where she's going to go on vacation.
Yeah, US
Clearwater-
19.
White trash, 100%.
You're not allowed to say white trash anymore either.
Oh, all right. Opaque garbage. I don't know.
Oh, this is interesting. Which one is this in? San Luis Obispo. Is that the California one?
Yeah, that's the California one.
Someone dressed in camo gear, night vision goggles, and Trump paraphernalia. The group chanted "America First" and "Christ is King" as they rocked the monolith back and forth.
Oh.
and they said, Christ is king in this country. We don't want illegal aliens from Mexico or outer space.
Oh.
So let's tear this bitch down.
That's what I've always said. The wall.
I assume that was his answer.
Building a wall is not going far enough. We need to build a dome.
Yeah.
Over the entire.
Over us to keep them out.
Well, but that's what I've been saying is that like the Trump supporters really have just misunderstood the term illegal aliens. They really think these are people from outer space. That's why they're so upset. They just haven't understood it right.
I would be surprised if any of those people rocking the monolith could spell the word monolith.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Moving on, British astronaut recalls time he spotted UFO, says it turned out to be urine leaking from Russian probe.
What?
That entire headline is just crazy.
What we thought were the faraway lights of alien spaceships were actually very close, small droplets. What we were seeing was Russian urine, a British astronaut said while recalling the moment he thought he spotted a UFO in space. It was indeed urine leaking from a Russian probe.
Dude, what are they doing with water sports in space? Like, why are they even doing that?
It's hot.
I feel like that would be a big mess to have to clean up.
I mean, but yeah, that's what makes it so sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they're fucking up there, right? Like, they gotta be
have to.
fucking, like, crazy.
Space fucking?
That's gotta be amazing, though.
Yeah,
to just
zero
be fucking
gravity,
in zero
fucking,
gravity.
fucking,
Like spinning around.
Oh my god. Yeah, literally spinners. Like, we were
Oh,
just
there you
talking
go.
about spinners
Yeah.
in the car.
Recalling the time when he was on board the International Space Station during his 186-day trip to space in 2015, astronaut Tim Peake said he once saw 3 lights moving in formation before they were joined by a 4th. We were perplexed until we realized what we thought were the faraway lights of an alien spaceship were actually very close, small droplets.
No, Yuri just has an enlarged prostate and a weak flow. That's why it took so long.
What was happening was liquid leaking out of a Russian probe vehicle, crystallizing instantly and reflecting the light. What we were seeing was Russian. So there's what did they not let the Russians in the space station? They got to stay outside?
They're segregated. They're not allowed to pee in the same spot.
Russian piss crystals. That's what they were looking at.
That's going to be a whole new niche.
He also...
Oh, yeah.
I can only get off to Russian piss
crystals.
crystals.
So besides the Russian pea crystals, he also earned a Guinness World Record for the fastest marathon while in orbit in space.
Oh.
Define that for me, please.
Yeah, how does that
What
work?
the hell does
Like
that
he
even
ran,
mean?
he ran a marathon on a treadmill.
Yeah, they have treadmills up there, so they're
That
So their
doesn't
bones don't
count.
fall apart.
yeah.
Yeah,
But a marathon on a treadmill. You just went for a long time on a treadmill. That doesn't count.
I mean, are we
Still
going
a
to
marathon.
give people titles for the Tour de France if they're on their Peloton now?
Exactly.
Is that
That's
what we're
my
going to...
point.
I don't know if you could I don't know if you could do the Tour de France on a Peloton. That thing would probably come apart.
You got me a Peloton?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
We don't love you enough, David.
I'm not using this. Let's see. Let's move on to some UFO news. Former Israeli space security chief says aliens exist, humanity not ready.
Okay, here's my problem where we're talking about Israelis and the Anshar. There is way too much references to Nazism and Jewish people in correlation to
That's
anything dealing with outer space.
That's
That's
every
every-
paranormal thing ever.
Every paranormal thing is
It
like blamed
all
on
goes
the
back
Jews.
to the Jews. And I'm just starting to wonder, like, we got to find someone new to blame
yeah,
people.
it needs to be another.
This
group.
is old news.
Don't they have that, like, what is it, the conspiracy theory chart? And eventually everything winds up in
Oh, yeah, yeah.
anti-Semitism.
At the top of the
Or
pyramid,
no, you
everything's...
become anti-Semitic.
Yeah, everything at the top of the pyramid is anti-Semitic.
Yeah. But it does. All roads lead to that.
Yeah, it's like the lizard people. That's all like a anti-Semitic thing. Yeah. Oh, that's
Either that or it's just a really shitty
QAnon
allegory for
the
being
Q-
racist.
The QAnon conspiracy is just the Jewish blood right conspiracy from the 1930s in Germany.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's just rebranded.
Or the whole Zionism
You
thing.
know what's not anti-Semitic? Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. No.
First of all, you don't know Bigfoot.
Yeah, but there
Bigfoot
are no,
might be a real big
there
racist.
are no that I know of.
He's on a strict halal diet.
No, Bigfoot is on the lower tier of the conspiracy theory chart.
Because it's
Because
harmless.
he
It's
doesn't.
harmless,
He
yeah.
doesn't even believe in himself yet. That's
Yeah.
the problem. He hasn't made his way up the chain.
So yeah, this does relate to our feature segment. So it says this galactic federation has supposedly been in contact with Israel and the U.S. for
and this
years,
just came out.
but are keeping themselves a secret to prevent hysteria until humanity is ready.
Oh, that was Trump's strategy for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Just pretend it's not there.
Yeah. That's what
So,
he said.
according to a retired Israeli general and current professor Chaim Eshed, the answer is yes. Basically, has Israel made contact with aliens? But has this been kept a secret because humanity isn't ready?
I mean,
First of all, I said earlier, if we can handle WAP, I think we're prepared for an invasion, right?
And man, I definitely can handle WAP.
A
I'm
WAP
ready.
ass alien.
I'm ready for an invasion of this WAP.
I think if we had aliens, we were saying yesterday, people might actually start wearing masks.
Yeah.
So it could be a good thing.
Just tell them the aliens are infectious.
No, well, I'm going to get infected.
Yeah.
Because I want to know everything.
Finally, Americans can be racist to an actual different race. Speaking in an interview to Yadat Aranat, a Shed who served as the head of Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years and is a 3-time recipient of the Israel Security Award, explained that Israel and the U.S. have both been dealing with aliens for years.
Do you think he woke up one morning and said, I really hope to win the Israeli Security Award?
I mean,
Maybe.
probably in
My
Israel.
life's
That's probably
work-
a big deal in Israel.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I'm just saying, like,
They have a different culture than us. Like, those people are revered. People that are keeping the country safe.
yeah. But I'm just curious, like, do you wake up one morning with that ambition and drive? Like, that's your focus
That's
every
like,
day?
Ever since I was 6 years old, I wanted to win the Israel Security
What
Award.
was that movie where the girl every morning would wake up and watch that episode of Oprah, and then she won the lottery? It was
I haven't seen that.
shit. What's her name? She was in. I'm so bad with celebrity names. But every morning she would wake up and she would have this mantra.
She's like manifesting it.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing with that guy. Like he'd wake up every morning, have this mantra, and now he finally manifested it, and to only share with us the deepest secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what that award should be taken away.
Yeah. The 87-year-old former.
He failed miserably.
Yeah,
at
we're
his
less
job.
safe.
The 87-year-old former space security chief gave further descriptions about exactly what sort of agreements have been made between the aliens and the U.S., which ostensibly have been made because they wish to research and understand the fabric of the universe. So there's like research scientists, like in Star Trek.
So the aliens are the research scientists?
You know, if this were true, why are we still dealing with earthly bullshit?
I don't know.
Also, if
Because
this
we're
is
not
tr-
ready, David. Our vibrations haven't risen.
Yeah,
enough.
What could we bring to the table in any capacity if they're interstellar? What the fuck are we giving them?
That's very true. It's like it's not even that our vibration
Yeah, we're
isn't
not-
high enough. We're just not worth it.
We're not asking like chimpanzees in the fucking rainforest in Africa what they think about the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, like Jane Goodall wasn't sitting over there with Amy Mother asking her opinion on the League of Nations, right?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't happening.
So the cooperation includes a secret underground base on Mars where there are American and alien representatives. We've heard this a bunch of times.
These are common threads amongst the paranormal community or
Yeah.
the mysterious community.
If true, this would coincide with U.S. President Donald Trump's creation of the Space Force as the 5th branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, though it is unclear how long this sort of relationship is, if any, has been going on between the U.S. and its reported extraterrestrial allies. Now, I don't know if the Space Force is even a thing yet. I was just gonna saw
say.
them swearing guys in, and they were like deployed to Afghanistan. I was like,
It's just a
"Ugh."
fake program to get people to join the military.
Yeah, I was like, oh, imagine joining Space Force and they send you to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
you're going to Mars. Mars is just the Middle East.
Mars, Afghanistan.
Oh, that sucks. I
Camp
really,
Mars, Afghanistan.
I really hope. Like, okay, I kind of believe this is real, but I really don't want to believe that Trump is speaking to aliens. Like, please.
Oh, I do.
That's so embarrassing. I'm so
No.
embarrassed.
No, I doubt it.
If Trump knew there was aliens, he would be the first person to tweet, "Guys, I just talked with alien representatives. I was the first person to do it. I'm your leader now. I'm the Earth's leader."
Yeah, the aliens have decided that
He
I
would-
am the
he would-
representative.
That's why I
of
can't
Earth.
believe in the QAnon conspiracy, because it has to do with Donald Trump keeping a secret that he's doing something that people would like.
Yeah, he would
Like,
never
he
do
would
that.
never be able to do that.
And
That's why I
there's
can't believe that.
nobody in that White House smart enough to put that information out on purpose in the way
Right.
that they are.
Right.
Well, they were smart enough to mash up cauliflower in his mashed potatoes, so
Well,
he
that's
gets
pretty
some
good.
vegetables.
Is that real?
That's real.
That's what you do to kids.
the White House chef had to do that.
Oh my god. God.
By
Wow.
order of the doctor. Anshar insists that Trump is aware of them and that he was on the verge of disclosing their existence. However, the Galactic Federation reportedly stopped him from doing so, saying they wished to prevent mass hysteria since they felt humanity needed to evolve and reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are.
So,
But I understand what space and spaceships
no,
are.
here's the thing.
I mean, at least I think I do.
I'm going to be honest. If Trump would have given me that, I would have fucking voted for him. I would have. If he would have came out and literally, like, that would be the biggest unveiling of any historical event ever.
Yeah.
And I would have to give that man credit. Even though I hate him and loathe him, I would have voted for him.
I still
because,
wouldn't have voted for him.
No, I would have. I would have. Because I just want, it's that disclosure that I feel like we should know. But at the same time, I also read a quote today of something where you can't accept something until you can't accept something new until you've changed your perception of what it is you're trying to accept. So maybe what we consider any of this stuff that we're talking about is so beyond our capacity right now as humanity stands for us to even understand.
Yeah, it could be that. Maybe we aren't ready.
And
Maybe we
it's
just don't understand
We're
enough.
definitely not ready when you have these fucking idiots out here. Like, oh, a mask doesn't do anything.
I mean, we're literally tearing down monuments or monoliths that randomly appear. So can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most.
No.
We aren't.
We're still at the hit shit with a stick phase of evolution.
We literally are still singing "There's some whores in this house." That's where we're at.
Details of leaked Pentagon reports mention unidentified UFOs.
And this also just
came out.
Both of these things just came out. I believe this article came out on the 5th. On the debrief.com or .org.
That looks like one of the spiders I have in my backyard.
Yeah, it does.
I can't see the screen.
Well,
I don't need to see it. You know what? I can look on my phone.
I'm gonna do this New York Post one because they kind of I did read the
that one's a lot more in depth, but the New York Post summarizes.
Yeah,
it
I read
better.
the entire one on debrief, but there's a lot there.
I actually like that website. That's a
good
pretty
website. I haven't
decent
seen
site.
that yet.
Wow, this is a lot.
Details from 2 allegedly classified intelligence reports from the Pentagon on apparent UFOs have been leaked, including photos of purported unidentified aerial phenomena. The website, thedebrief.org, published the details this week of the alleged reports from 2018 and last summer issued by Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, so UAP.
Well, that's what they're calling it, but
Yeah.
it's the UAPTF is the
UAPTF.
yeah.
Sounds like a good organization. According to debrief.org, the reports state that the task force is considering the possibility that these unidentified objects could be operated by intelligences of unknown origin.
Oh.
One source from the U.S. intelligence community said.
I would love it if they were the stupidest things in the world. They're just haphazard existences somehow interfering in our airspace, and they crack open one of those UFOs, and it's just like some alien drooling on itself.
I mean, it could be
It's like
it could just be
burping.
some kind of probe that they send through a wormhole to investigate like what's in that part of the galaxy. You know?
True.
It could be It just could be like like a basic thing that's just monitoring us. You know.
True.
The 2018 intelligence report purportedly included details of previous military encounters with apparent UFOs. The debrief.org citing sources, so all these sources were obviously unnamed. It says the report also contained an unreleased photograph of an aerial phenomenon categorized as unidentified.
So there's that picture with the fighter pilot, and it has that little speck where they blew it up. But then apparently there's another photo that they didn't put on this article.
I think they had it on one
was
article, and then it was
and then it
ripped
got
down.
removed.
It got removed.
It
for
was
some
weird.
reason.
Yeah, because then when
Because
I sent this to you,
it's a photograph from the pilot's personal cell phone.
Oh, okay.
and it's like it's a triangular thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like a artist rendering. Of
Yeah,
the
if you
image.
go to the David, if you go to the debrief article, it'll show you the artist rendering if you scroll all the way down.
And that is much more telling than that little shitty picture that they have on the New York Post.
Yeah,
Oh.
that they had to, redo the picture.
Yeah,
Why?
Looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
roller hockey puck.
It does.
Yeah.
Or you remember that game Crossfire?
Yeah, crossfire.
Yeah, it looks like one of the little things you're trying to shoot into the little bucket.
Yeah. So basically, it's showing a unidentified silver cube-shaped object, and the document reportedly indicated that the object was hovering or completely motionless when military pilots encountered it. So it's just, imagine flying by in a military fighter jet, and there's just a cube floating there at like 30,000 feet.
It's the Borg.
Yeah. All three officials told the site that based on the photo, the object appeared to be at an altitude of about 30,000 to 35,000 feet and approximately 1,000 feet from the fighter jet. The image was reportedly captured in 2018 off the east coast of the U.S. Sources told debrief.org that a list of possible explanations for these mysterious airborne encounters was provided in the report, and that the report stated that the potential for UAP to be alien or non-human technology was of legitimate consideration.
So I'm just curious, what else was on that list?
Yeah, that's what I like. Well, what are the other options? Well, I think this is the funny thing, is because like as much as we talk about the government being part of some secret space program, if there is like this secret space program with like a base on the moon and all that shit, like they don't have anything to do with our government at this point.
No,
like maybe it was started by people from this government, but it doesn't have anything to do with it now because our actual government does not fucking know what this is.
Well, but then also on the flip side, people can just say that they're feeding us that narrative because it's beneficial to them to keep it quiet.
I think now that they're starting to even be able to investigate it, I think it's slowly coming out that they're looking into it.
Right.
I think before they were being like they were giving us the line of like, oh, there's not swamp gas or whatever.
Yeah, there's no idea,
because
no potential for anything.
Because they didn't want to let on to like the Soviets or the communists that we didn't know what it was either. That's what. That's why they're playing very. That's why they were playing very tight-lipped. I think for several decades.
And my favorite thing is that if we know it, the Russians know it. At this point with
Right.
technology, there's no secrets anymore. I don't believe.
Well, at this point with Trump as president, like whatever he knows, the Russians know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why there was pea crystals in space.
That's exactly
He's
why
into that Russian
he
piss.
loves Russian piss crystals.
It's great name for the episode.
Russian piss crystals.
Has any non-military like aircraft seen
Oh yeah.
UFOs?
Yeah,
Tons.
but pilots tend to not say anything because then they get analyzed.
Marked as crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They have to be careful because then they get questioned like, well, is this guy
Yeah,
really
they get
Is he
crazy?
fit
They
to
get their hair
drive this
tested for
thing?
LSD.
Right,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
what will
with
happen
camera
is
technology now, people should be able to start recording this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the other thing too that bothers me is every time we do like that picture on this article is pretty decent, but
Yeah.
for the most part, considering we're living in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the footage and the photos that we get even to this day with how good cameras are is still shitty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
And
is. I
that's
mean-
what pisses me off.
I mean, I can't even take a good picture of a fucking bird with my cell phone camera. You know, like I'll zoom in all the way and it'll be all crappy looking. And it's like that's just like
right.
like an eagle up in a tree. Like it's not like a UFO like 150 miles away in the air.
That's true. I mean, you still can't take a decent photo of the moon with your phone.
Yeah,
Well, see, that goes into my conspiracy that the moon's not
the
even
moon's
real.
not real.
It's only added on your phone. It's like an augmented reality, and you think you're
Ah.
seeing the moon.
It's just been put in my heads up.
Also,
display.
space is fake too.
Okay. Fake
So
space.
are we gonna do a WAP parody called UOP?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
What's going to be the tagline, or what's going to be the chorus?
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
There's some UFOs in this house. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to
We'll-
come
we'll
up with
think of
a,
it.
Yeah.
a jingle.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that our government doesn't know what's going on either.
Yeah, I
Makes-
think if we all
makes me
just
feel-
admitted that, it would make things a little more chaotic.
Yeah, it's cool or horrifying,
Or yeah,
depending on how you look at it.
maybe they'll take over the world any day now. Who knows?
I'm
Or maybe
waiting
that's what the
for it.
monoliths are for.
Yeah, it's like, all right, prepare, humans.
Like, yeah,
We
we
coming.
picked Sedona, Arizona, of all the places in the
To let you
galaxy
know.
for these fucking UFOs to come. And that's the
I didn't
landing
shake
spot.
the monolith. I
No.
didn't shake the monolith.
I mean, the monoliths are made with like 2x4s in a mirror. I don't think aliens are dealing
What
with
if
that.
the aliens are rednecks and they just like haphazardly
From the future.
like a makeshift monolith and that's
what
the
if
best they could do?
What if they have a Home Depot credit card? You know.
Yeah, why are these monoliths all showing up in the middle of nowhere? Like, you want to impress me?
Because if you could put one up in Times Square, people will see you doing it.
Random taxis are crashing
no, but
into
that's
the
what
monolith.
I'm saying. Like, you want to impress me? Fucking magic a monolith up in Times Square and let no one see you do it.
If
Then
you want to
I'll be
impress
impressed.
me,
Yeah.
magic a monolith right up into my prostate
Oh.
and stimulate it. That would impress me.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
I would no longer be skeptical.
Speaking of cryptozoology, let's move on to some freak encounters with a Genoskwa.
Is it
Genoskwa.
Genoskwa. Genoskawa.
Genoskwa.
Genoskwa.
I feel like if the Genoskwa was here, she'd be like, Genoskwa. Get it right.
The see now because I read it wrong in my head too
The
many
je ne
times.
sais quoi.
The je ne sais quoi is a subspecies of the Sasquatch.
Oh.
It even appears as a mention in Native American folklore. They call it the Stone Giant Man due to its size and appearance. In Iroquois legend, this hairy hominid beast has the name of Atni Yarhead or Atni Yarha. The name translated to stone giant or stone
Atni
coat.
Yarhead. Yeah.
You can think of the
Let's start a band with that
Genoskwa as Sasquatch's larger and more aggressive cousin. Its skin is tough as a rock, and they twist the heads of their victims until they decapitate them.
No.
That's cool.
They also like to throw rocks at people from a distance. So that's why I think this is cool. This is just like it's like a Sasquatch, but it's like an evil Sasquatch.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
he's into petty crimes.
Well,
Do you-
decapitation
yeah,
is not
decapitation-
very
Well, wait,
is
it's
more
like
than a
both
petty-
sides of the spectrum. So if he catches you, he's going to rip your head off. But if he doesn't like your autumnal decor, he might throw a rock
throw
at your
some
house.
rocks, like-
Like, is that really the picture we're going to paint? Tell me, he's either going to be friendly or he's going to kill me. We can't have it both ways, right?
Bitch, change your curtains. Throws a rock.
I hate the color of your Toyota Camry. I'm busting out these windows.
The Sasquatch is a rather shy and peaceful creature that does not attack unless you provoke it. However, the Genoskwa is more aggressive than the Sasquatch, being very violent and territorial. It's about 9 to 11 feet tall and weighs around 8.
9/11.
Make a wish.
11.
That was a lie. They raid Native American camps and take away the inhabitants in the middle of the night. These poor souls would get eaten alive in the forest. The beast would decapitate them through the gruesome method of head twisting. Then he would tear them apart and eat them limb by limb. So, I mean, I heard that they're omnivores, so why wouldn't they eat people?
Yeah, why not?
I'm just wanting to know who's actually seen this take place to tell us. Was it the Native Americans?
Yeah, these creatures exude a horrible smell from their bodies, a mixture between a skunk and a dead animal. The foul smell can linger in some places for days. This is the only indication of the stone giant's presence in the area. So if you're in the woods and you just smell something really, really bad,
Get the fuck
out
out,
of there.
yeah.
So it's not a bear actually taking a shit in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
Well, it says for those that are not familiar with the smell, they would chalk it off as a dead animal. Specialists say that the beast uses the smell as a means of communication, too.
So do I.
So, or what are you doing? Like Morse code with queefs?
Yeah,
That's how Lauren tells me she's here.
Yeah. I don't have to ring the doorbell at all.
Oh, what's that smell?
Lauren has come.
It's like a plate of sizzling fajitas.
Mhm.
just
Lauren Genoskwa
emanating.
Lance.
Yeah. Just smell of hot soup.
An explanation for the creature's name could come from the fact that its fur was coarsened with dirt and mud. Later on, the mud dries and forms a protective layer. So that's what the Native Americans would say that they couldn't
Oh,
get
like the
arrows into them.
shell.
So basically, it was just dried mud and rocks stuck in their hair was like protecting them from spears and arrows.
So they cemented themselves in a sense.
Basically, yeah. Because I mean, they're smart. That's a good idea.
But they communicate with wafting aromas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Odoriferousness.
I don't know. I think this is it's kind of a cool thing to think about, you know, like just like people, like Sasquatches, there's like different kinds of people. There's, real evil people that want to kill everything, and then there's people that just want to be left alone.
So which one of these Sasquatches are the Jew versions?
Oh no.
Jesus.
I'm not even trying.
Don't
I'm not
bring
going
Jesus
there.
into this.
I actually looked this up because in the the Dresden Files series from author Jim Butcher, he has a Sasquatch character that's basically like a wizard among the Sasquatch people. And
Yeah,
then they
that's
also
cool.
have his rival, which is I forget what they name this thing, but he's one of these guys.
Genoskwa Gus.
Genoskwa Gus.
Genoskwa Gus.
The good guy's name is River Shoulders, and then the other
River Shoulders?
yeah,
And the other one's named Chad.
Chad.
yeah, the other one's Chad. But yeah, so that's kind of why I looked it up, because I saw it in this fiction book, and I was like, usually it's like everything that he puts in his books is like based on like some kind of actual folklore. So I had to look it up and show it on the show.
So where does the skunk ape? Is that a subspecies of the Sasquatch?
Yeah,
but
that's another subspecies.
But it's mostly in Florida, though.
Yeah.
Is that
They're-
a phylum of...
A phylum?
Well,
is it in the phylum?
They say that it's like a Sasquatch, but it's a little bit stunted because there's not as much food in abundance down here as there would be in, say, the
Living in the
rainforest in the
swamps, yeah.
Pacific
It's
Northwest.
hotter, too.
And it's a lot hotter, and that's probably also why they smell worse.
Yeah.
So the Sasquatch in these parts, people say, are like 6 to 8 feet tall, like little guys.
Very little Sasquatch.
Baby squatch.
Let's move on to. Oh, there was another thing that I didn't bring up.
The Mari Lwyd.
What is this? Oh, the Mari Lwyd. Okay.
It's seasonal,
Yeah.
topical.
Oh, just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
In Wales, midwinter is the right time to look a gift horse and its gaping skull mouth.
This article's actually well written. It's pretty good.
Around Christmas and New Year's Eve, Welsh families might find themselves challenged by a decorated horse or similar animal skull waiting for them on their doorstep. Adorned with colorful ribbons and bells, the equine image of death has a especially ghostly appearance thanks to the white sheet draped over the person carrying it.
This Welsh woman is giving me some eyes here.
Whoa.
Yes. Sending me vibes.
She could use a facial.
She could...
yes.
As
that's, what I,
revelers,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe a different kind, but, maybe Lloyd.
So that this turns you on? You want to give her a facial, David?
Yeah,
Is that
you
what
know.
you're thinking?
David's just into European women.
I
Yeah,
am. I don't
that's
know
what
what
it
it
is.
is.
This one's a little bony.
This
She's
one a
not,
nice, malnourished European woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could use some calories.
As revelers sing and parade this head on a stick around the neighborhood, doors open to meet the morbid white horse in battle. Specifically, a battle of wits through poetry.
Oh.
This is Mari Lwyd, a midwinter pagan tradition whereby celebrants earn food and drink only after dominating a poetry slam fronted by a skeletal face.
We should bring this over to America.
I think this would be
Seems
fun.
like a great Christmas tradition. It seems like a whole lot of fun, actually.
We could get deaf.
But we're Americans, so we'll just switch it out for like trivia or some dumb shit.
No, we're Americans, so you go to someone's house with that horse skull, you're gonna get fucking shot on the premises.
You show up with a horse skull and you just start rapping.
But it has to be a hobby horse because we can't get too creepy because we don't do the pagan shit. We're Christians.
The practice also incorporates the century-old tradition of wassailing. Yeah, you guys.
Wassailing.
You guys want to do some wassailing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some ayahuassaling.
Ooh, now that's what I'm talking about.
My.
Modern Welsh wassailing isn't class-based, but the end goal remains the same. Wassailers earn an invitation to come in by proving themselves through a back-and-forth rhyming battle with the residents. Once inside, it's traditional cakes and ale all around. All right. Yeah.
Valsh how?
That's I've never done that. I've been caroling before, but I've never done wassailing.
Okay, hold on. Why?
Why have I not?
No,
wassailed?
why were you caroling?
Oh, because I was in choir. That's what all the rich kids did.
Yeah, choir kids had to do that shit.
All the rich kids
Really?
in choir, yeah, you go to the rich neighborhood and you would sing, and then they would put money in your hat or whatever to raise money for the choir program or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
So-
sometimes they would give you hot cocoa and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
One more way to embarrass yourself through
Yeah,
choir.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as if you needed one more thing to add to the
There's
list.
always one more thing.
Yeah, you're the kid that shows up around the neighborhood singing in a bow tie.
Yeah, exactly. And a
There was a
cummerbund.
dress code requirement.
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Oh, yeah. Bow tie, cummerbund.
Is it not official? Are you not
the
official
Falconeers.
choirs unless you have on like a jaunty hat?
Oh, yeah, I don't think.
What
Me and
was your
Lauren-
group called?
Me and Lauren went
I
to
was
different
in
schools, but we had
syndicated
a
sound.
And you were the Falconeers.
the
right?
Falconeers. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was yours called?
Syndicated sound.
Oh, that sounds worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you getting any syndicated checks, royalties from your efforts?
No, I wish.
All right. We got some paranormal stuff, and then we'll take a break and come back with our features segment. This is the portal of Aramu Muru May. Does it really lead to another dimension?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We should take the Mari Lwyd to that door
There we
and
go.
see if that's what gets it to open.
Just a good old-fashioned
Also,
skull.
loving the stock photo for this article. Scroll back up to the top because I can't get enough.
Is this from
woman,
the 90s?
This woman is Liz.
First
No,
of
this
all,
is her
are you
blog, I think.
assuming their gender? Because
Oh,
there's
that's
nothing about
That
that
would be a
person that
mistake.
says woman to me or man.
No, this is screaming "Eat, Pray, Love" to me
Oh, you!
all day long.
I was just writing up a joke with Dree about this because she's talking about her boyfriend Ali and being in the Middle East, and I'm like, I was writing a tag for her, and I'm like, listen, if Julia Roberts can open up the International House of Pussy under the guise of eating, praying, and loving, then you could go around and get your pussy stamped with any dick passport, or have your passport stamped with any dick or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to this lovely.
Yeah, I'm
woman.
gonna let you take this one.
My
so-
name is Jenya. So she looks.
It ends in an A, which would be a feminine.
Yeah, she looks like a
hinting.
woman. There's more pictures. She's wearing. It doesn't mean anything. She's wearing very
She's at a
feminine sunglasses.
So what? How does one decide what to wear to a historical site?
I mean, yeah, it's Lake Titicaca, so you gotta wear something colorful.
Lauren, what would
What
you wear to
would I
Lake
wear? I
Titicaca?
don't know. What would I wear to Lake Titicaca? Nothing. That's
Your birthday
obviously-
suit.
Yeah, obviously nothing.
She's just bringing her titties and her caca.
All right,
Oh,
go ahead and
yes.
take this one, Hugh.
No,
Oh,
I'll
you
bring
want
the
me to
titties, you
read?
bring
Yeah.
The, yeah.
All right. What is Aramu Muru? I feel so stupid saying that. The legend of the golden disc. The rumors among the locals can apport. Oh, you already read that. There are a lot of strange and mysterious places on the shores of Lake Titicaca. It's not surprising. I actually didn't even realize that this was there.
Yeah.
This is just like a little cherry on
Yeah,
top. It's not surprising that the ancient cities of Tawakanu and Pumapunku, located nearby, are said to have been the first settlements of the gods in this area. Now the region is teeming with wonders.
Ooh.
Teeming.
Teeming.
One of them is Aramu Muru, also called Puerta de Haya Marca, Wilka Uta, and the Gate of the Gods. So Aramutu is a structure carved into the face of a giant granite rock. The shape resembles a gate or a facade of a building. The side of the gate is about 7 meters wide by 7 meters high. On the bottom of the structure, there is a T-shaped opening roughly 6 feet high where an adult person could easily fit. On the back wall of the opening in the middle, you can see a strange circular depression, somewhat of a keyhole.
Interesting.
So my depression does not manifest into the shape of a keyhole.
More of a K-hole.
Yeah. Actually, my depression would probably go away if I wasn't a K-hole. So yeah, it's a famous site, and it was recently discovered in Peru. So the Gates of the Gods was discovered in 1996 by a tour guide, Jose Luis Delgado Mamani.
He's got too many names.
Yeah, 3's enough, dude. Who was simply hiking in the area. Soon after the discovery.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you just went on a hike and you discovered some like ancient site, like a keyhole sticking out of a mountain?
That would be cool.
That would be crazy. Well, didn't you guys say there's stuff like all over in Philippi Park or something?
Well, it's just
It's
mounds.
just a historical mound.
Let's
It's
just
a bunch
start
of mounds.
excavating.
It's a bunch of mounds of dead Sasquatch that the government won't let us excavate.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what that is.
I would die. Oh my God! You know what we should do? We should erect a random monolith.
Ooh,
one
on
of those
top of the.
on one of the mounds.
That
we
would
could
be
s-
fun.
we could
He was
sneak
always
it up
down
there.
for a good erection.
We,
Yes.
we could sneak it up
Even
there.
a bad erection
We
too.
could sneak it up there during the week. There's not
Yeah.
as many
Yeah.
people there.
There's not that many people there.
It's gonna be like paper mache though, because our budget's very limited. So if it rains, it's we're done.
It's just a fence post that I spray painted silver.
It's just a poster that says monolith.
Yeah. I was gonna say we put a little sign on it. This is a monolith.
It's like a little hanging sign, and it's like crooked. Anyways,
So yeah, there was basically there was no organic material found around the site, so they couldn't do any carbon dating. Usually, like around sites like this, like somebody whoever made it has like camped there.
right. So
And
there's
has made
something.
like a fire or whatever, and there's either buried trash nearby or a fire pit or something that can carbon date it. But you can't carbon date just like stone,
Right.
you know?
Well, and then it says here the legend talks about a priest of Coricancha temple in Cusco named the Aramu. He was fleeing from the Spanish invasion in 1533, trying to save the biggest treasure of the Inca, which was the golden disc. Originally, the golden disc came into possession of a young Quechua man named Pachacutec. He was walking near a spring and saw something fall in the water. Some say it was a golden disc. Some writers, like Father Bernabe Cobo, a Spanish Jesuit missionary who collected many legends from the indigenous people, described it as it being made of crystal.
Oh, the crystal skull.
Yeah, and then that's also plays into that too. He saw a crystal tablet Within this tablet, there appeared to him the figure.
Oh, it was a LCD screen.
That's probably what
it was. He just saw an iPad.
Yeah, it was
from
like
somebody from the future.
It was an iPad 1. Upon seeing this image, Pachacutec became so terrified that he started to flee, but the image spoke to him from inside of the spring, saying to him, "Come here, my child, have no fear, for I am your father, the sun. I know that you will subjugate many nations and take great care to honor me and remember me in your sacrifices." That's very specific. And having these words, the vision disappeared, but the crystal tablet remained in the spring. There's always a tablet.
Always
You
a
notice
tablet.
that is a
Moses
common
had some
thread.
tablets.
Moses, Joseph Smith, with Mormonism.
Yeah.
There's always a tablet. It's a thing.
Why can't they just put it on paper?
Right. Or on, use
paper
a
don't
diva cup.
last.
Yeah.
So all the promises came true, right?
That's what it says. Yeah, all the promises came true. Pachacutec won many battles, some of them miraculously. For example, one battle was won with the gods' help. Giant stones rose in the air and trampled the enemy army. Pachacutec became a great emperor who transformed the city of Cusco and built Machu Picchu, which, if people don't know,
You've
Machu
seen
Picchu,
Machu Picchu, right?
I actually visited. I didn't know this. Machu Picchu was also relatively newly discovered in the sense of if you compare it to
90s, I
the
think,
pyramids.
right?
No, it was I think in the 60s.
Oh, okay.
So that's really not that long ago.
Yeah, the
either.
pyramids were discovered over 100 years ago.
Yeah, at least maybe like 75 years ago. I think Giza was unveiled to the masses. But yeah, I didn't know that about Machu Picchu either, because I thought that was just an old historic site. So there is so much stuff that we have yet to discover.
In the jungles in South America, there's probably tons of ancient cities. Well, I mean, we talked about it on a previous episode.
Yeah, with the guy,
satellite
the satellite
images.
kid.
All this picture reminds me of is, "You will find me to be a benevolent God."
He's
Just
a great
exerts his
leader.
hands.
Actually, I think there's a statuary in the Plaza del Armas in Cusco. Yeah, in Cusco. I saw that. After Pachacutec's death, the magical device was kept in Coricancha. Oh, I actually said that right. In other transliterations. Upon the Aramu escaped with it. Moving south and hiding in the mountains, he finally reached the Hayamarca region. There he met a group of Inca priests who were the guardians of the gates of the gods. During a ceremony performed at the gate, Aramu placed the golden disc on the keyhole on the backside of the door. Unexpectedly, the disc opened the portal to Aramu, and Aramu walked into it.
Why is it unexpected? Because they did a whole ceremony. I'm pretty sure they expected it.
Also, why would you put that there?
Yeah, what would make you do that?
I mean, and why is he walking around with this disc?
So he walked through the portal and he was never seen again.
Oh.
Based on that legend. And then this legend is further supported by the fact that no matter how the Spanish tried, they could never find the legendary disc. It disappeared without a trace. I think somebody was supposed to retrieve their gold, because that's what they did. The Spanish came in and saw the gold that the Incas had, and they took it all. And there's probably one guy that had the big treasure, and he got away with it, and they just made up this story.
He's
It's
made up the story.
He just happened to walk through this portal. We tried, but
They're magic. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the start of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
All the stolen treasure.
I did see on TikTok that because of course
That's where we get-
I'm in conspiracy TikTok.
Have you gotten a time travel TikTok?
I've
yet?
gotten the time travel TikTok.
Oh, where you get messages from time travelers?
No, it's a guy pretending.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying he's a time traveler.
Have you been on Egyptology
No,
TikTok?
I want to get on that.
I'm learning how to read hieroglyphics on TikTok.
Can you
I
send-
swear to God.
Hugh, send me some of those. I want the algorithm to pick me up.
I honestly, I only want to be able to learn to read hieroglyphics just to say that I can read hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
And this guy does in and does lessons. Don't ask me how I stumbled upon it, because that algorithm will throw you down a rabbit hole.
It takes you down the craziest rabbit holes.
What is the
love it.
weirdest thing you've seen on TikTok in relation to what we're talking about?
The weirdest thing that I've seen on TikTok is there is a
Give me a heart attack.
there is a guy who claims to live in a town that is like on a time and space rift, and everything in the town is glitching. So like he'll look into the window of an abandoned building, and then on the inside it's like a weird computer glitches. Like the entire inside is this weird matrix glitch. It's really
That's
cool.
cool.
Does he show evidence to support his statements?
Probably not.
He creates it's obviously manufactured. I mean maybe, I don't know, it could be real, but like
Send it to me. I'll tell you. if
all
it's
right, yeah, it's probably not. But it's so much fun.
I love that.
The weirdest thing on TikTok I've seen, and I'm sure it's related to all of this, it was someone with the body of a man and the head of a Furby, and then and then it poured a plastic container full of like little mini babies into a boiling pot.
Are you sure this is TikTok?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't have a fever dream?
No,
Are you not on like the Tor dark web?
No, it's a whole. It's called like Furby Lover or something like that. I forget what it's called.
Oh, you're on Furby Talk.
I think you've just disclosed a little too much information about yourself, David.
I don't know how I got on it, but
I have a couple guesses.
What about you, John?
Crazy. I'm still stuck on steak TikTok.
Steak
It's
talk?
just barbecue, yeah.
and big boobies TikTok.
It's just boobs and barbecue for me. And dogs. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to run an ad, use the bathroom, and then we're going to come right back and talk about the Anshar
And
in
I'm
our feature
purchasing a
segment.
pair of them pants.
Yeah, so we will be right back. Please stick around. Welcome back.
We're back.
And we're back.
We back.
I like all this lo-fi music you've been making, David. It sounds
Very
really
chill.
good.
Thank you. This
Yeah.
one's a little creepy.
This one, you made
It
this
fits
specifically for
for
the
the show, yeah.
Mysteriousness Podcast.
I love it.
I want to remind everybody to check out the Something Planet podcast every Monday here on the Twitch channel or at somethingplanet.com or on YouTube. All the old episodes of Mysteriousnesses and Something Planet are on YouTube. And remember to catch us Warzone Wednesdays every Wednesday at 8 o'clock right here on the Twitch channel. Make sure you're following us on social media and that you join the Something Planeteers on Facebook.
Oh, the Something Planeteers has been great lately.
It
Yeah.
has been off
Hoppin'.
the chain.
Feel free to drop any sort of paranormal stuff in the Something Planeteers. Okay, James is here. What's up, James?
What's up,
Good to see you, buddy.
James?
Yeah, so this is a strange thing. The Anshar.
Okay, I'm just curious to know, where did you find this?
You told me to take it from the crazy,
the Great Awakening thing?
the crazy, Great Awakening dream board thing.
Every time I look at that, I see something new that I didn't see the last time. It's kind of like the Amityville Horror House picture, where every time you look, it looks a little bit different. I feel like there's random topics that just
You think
appear on
they're
that thing.
appearing?
On there,
Well,
yeah.
it's as the timeline is changing, as time travelers change it. It's changing.
What
the-
is this thing you guys were talking
Look it up real
You
quick.
don't
It's
know
called
the
the
Great
The
Awakening
Great
map?
Awakening.
Yeah.
Search the Great Awakening in Google Photos.
I
I
think we
want-
should wallpaper this room in that.
I would love that. I want this as a
This is the
poster
thing-
so bad.
David walked back here one day, and I have it as my background
this
on my
thing.
computer.
Okay, yeah.
I have it as my background on my computer.
Wake
and
up, sheep.
And David was like, "Hey, what's that?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I turned the monitor off. real quick.
He had shame.
It's like a secret thing. Yeah.
Actually,
so
you know what? I think for Christmas I'll buy one for us to put up here
That would
if
be
you
cool.
want.
We hang
Because
it-
they sell like it's like a
Like a poster?
luminescent version of it. It's kind of like
Oh.
shiny and pretty.
Oh, that's
Oh, the
cool.
meme wars. They got meme wars on here.
Oh, they got everything.
Oh, it's a lot.
It all relates to each other.
Wait, how long has QAnon been on there?
Oh, it's always been on there.
Oh my
As far
God!
as I can remember.
Did I
Because
tell
I've
you?
never noticed that. What?
Shelly Harris has given me a nickname. She's calling me HughAnon
Ah.
or Hugh Carey.
Oh, I
It's
like
like I can have it
those.
both ways.
love it.
That's
I love
cute.
it.
But yeah, QAnon has it been on there?
Yeah,
have you noticed
it's
it?
near the bottom of the thing.
I've seen it there before. Yeah.
I've
It's
never
right there.
Is
noticed.
Frazzle Drip on there?
I don't know if Frazzle Trip's on there.
Frazzle Drip? What is that?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Listen to our last.
First
episode.
of all, if we're gonna crack open that treasure trove,
Yeah.
you're gonna we need to school you on some things
Okay.
first.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
something
ready
you
for
don't-
that
Okay.
level
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
Illuminati initiation.
Yeah, we got to work you up to frazzle.
You gotta
Trip,
get on,
The
bro.
Anunnaki, Lauren.
You
Yeah.
gotta get
We
on
wrote that song.
Float Universe. He'll explain it to you.
I actually am so attracted to Float Universe. I don't know why. What is it
Let me
about?
show this
Alright,
to everyone
no,
so they can see
Yeah,
it.
show it.
I think if you're into conspiracy theories and that sort of thing, there's at least one podcaster
overall
or,
thing.
or a person who talks about it that you're attracted to. Like, I'm attracted to both of the guys on Mysterious Universe.
Oh, they're gonna say Mysteriousnesses. I'm like, well, there's 3 in the room, so
Two of us
who's
right
the
here.
lucky two?
No, but both of the guys. So
Yeah.
you and
Oh,
John.
the Bosnian. I've heard of the Bosnian pyramid.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, I found this interesting subject, and then Hugh
here they
helped
are.
me with some of the research.
Inner Earth civilizations, the Anshar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they're big.
and this ties in.
Raptors?
Listen,
I
you're.
love this thing so
I
much.
love my favorite thing is looking at David's eyes as he's peering through the poster.
It's so great.
Because it's like he goes it's like he's squinting and then it's like there's confusion and then kind of some excitement.
and then acceptance.
Yeah. It's all the stages. Yeah.
Raptors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's definitely raptors are real still. So
So I would read that article you found first and then go into the doc.
Yeah. The Anshar are a fourth destiny ancient breakaway civilization.
Oh.
They are humans from the future in their original timeline. During their transition to fourth density, they begin to experience a Mandela effect, like similar to that.
They're colonialists and they're just spreading freedom
They look
everywhere
like
they
elves.
go.
They look like elves.
They do.
They may be the inspiration for elves.
They are actually.
They traveled back in time to 17 to 18 million BCE to the effects point of origin to maintain their timeline. So something happened in their timeline that they were like, okay, we got to send some of us back in time, millions of years, to live this timeline all over again, basically.
So basically, going back 17 million years, step on that bug that decided it was going to or the fish that decided to grow legs and come out of the water, right? 'Cause that would just put an end to all of it.
Well, they obviously let us happen, so that's good, right?
Unless we're on the timeline where that was the mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We could be on the wrong timeline. This small population expanded drastically over millions of years. Another contingent traveled back in time to the current fourth density shift. Their population is currently in the millions.
Oh.
The elders have a device that enables them to fly like Superman. The Anshar sleep by spending 40 minutes every few days in an egg-shaped chair.
I want to get one of those.
Those look comfy.
I sleep about that much myself.
Yeah. 40 minutes.
40 minutes
every few
days. Does it look like I do?
These chairs allow one to access their neural network.
Oh.
The elders are about 2 feet taller than the rest of the Anshar. Like the tall whites.
Whoa.
They go through a second phase of growth. They fly most of the time. I like how it's mentioned I like how they live underground, but they still fly most of the time.
Yeah. Why would you ever have wings underneath the ground?
Well, I have seen videos. Like, have you ever seen the videos of the unidentified flying humanoids?
No.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yes,
I haven't peeked underneath that rock yet, John.
No, so these are like I think
like fairies?
No, these look like just like a humanoid shape in a cloak.
I'll see
it's
if I
like
can find them
flying
on the,
around. Yeah.
So not a Mothman, but an actual, or would a Mothman be considered that?
No. This is
'Cause
like
he's his own thing.
That's a
No, this
crypto.
is like a video. I now I wish I had it pulled up, but it's like a video from like Mexico City from like 10 years ago, and it's just like a guy flying around in the air without like a jetpack or anything.
I would love to wreak havoc over a city like that, just randomly.
And you can tell the video's real because you can hear the people talking about it. And it's like they're looking up at it and they're staring at it and they're talking about it, so they all see it. You know,
That's crazy.
I can't find it on this.
and it's just like this weird alien thing that's like flying around.
Maybe it was
so it could be an Anshar.
An Anshar that got loose.
Yeah.
I just find it the picture of a person flying around just like this, not like a superhero.
No, yeah.
Because
No.
I remember what it looked like. I think you showed it to me.
Yeah, he's like upright flying around.
Yeah,
not-
it's just.
Oh, kind of like in Avengers, the Silver Surfer guy that kind of just stands and he just moves.
Kinda, yeah.
It looks like they've got a jetpack on, I always think.
Yeah. Let's see. The Anshar have a historic connection to ancient human settlements in Antarctica before the most recent pole shift.
And
So-
that's another thing I keep seeing as we do research for a lot of this stuff is this idea that there is like this secret base for aliens in the South Pole.
Antarctica is a very, very large continent, and it's like it's different from the North Pole. The North Pole is just ice on top of water,
Right.
but you can actually take a submersible underneath it to the North Pole. But Antarctica is like a legit
It's a
giant
landmass,
continent.
yeah.
That's right at the South Pole for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've read things from Hollow Earth theory where that's an entrance.
That's how you get in, yeah.
Into the North and the South Pole.
Oh, that's
is
why
the
they
entrance.
have the flat earthers have the ice wall.
And
Well,
yeah,
Flat Earth, says that it's not a continent. It's just a large ice wall encircling the entire disk that we live on.
Yeah.
And we're perpetually moving up. There's no gravity. It's just the disk is going up very quickly.
I know we talk about a lot of stupid shit on this podcast, but every time you start talking about that, there's like this headache that just forms right in my temple. I can feel
It's just
that
going up
vein.
really quickly.
Oh.
yeah, it's like we're on a perpetual
Well, I
elevator.
don't believe it, but I do think it's interesting the shit that they make up about it.
Yeah.
And I have met people that do legit believe it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I just can never get behind the reasoning. I can
Yeah,
buy
what's
into
the
an alien.
reason?
I can buy into some bullshit portal thing because I can kind of put some sense into it, and like even if it's just a legend. But who's benefiting from a flat Earth
No.
and the
if
lies
it's
of
just
it
flat,
being a
then-
sphere?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, where's the
nobody.
money in it?
There's no
it's-
money. That's
isn't
what I'm
it
talking
the
about.
big map?
Yeah, it's
big map
big
corporations.
topography.
Yeah. The globes.
Cartologists of the world.
I think
Oh, is it cartology?
That's what they.
Yeah.
That's what they mean by globalists.
Yeah.
Oh.
Selling the globes.
Not
Now
because
it
we
makes
actually
sense.
live on a globe, right?
No, they're
That-
globalists. They're
It's been there the
purporting-
whole time.
Yeah,
We
how
had
else
no
do you sell
fucking clue.
globes?
Flat Earth. You
Who
know,
wait? Who the
election
fuck's
interference.
buying globes?
I got
When's the last time you ran to the store to get a
I
globe?
kind of want a globe now,
I used to love playing
but
with
I
the
want
globe.
it. I want a flat one.
That's
just
not a
disc.
globe. That's
no,
a
yeah,
bat.
it's just a disc.
I was gonna say where you push the button on the top and it opens. There's just liquor inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
want
those are
one of
cool.
those.
Yeah, because that was like high class back
Yeah.
in the 40s if you
Yeah.
had one of those.
Was right? What are you talking about? That's
That's
still
still-
fancy.
I think they
Mine
still-
opens by Mongolia.
They still sell that in the weird catalog that still comes to my house.
No, they sell it in Air Mall,
Yeah,
right next to the
Sky Mall?
Yeah.
Sky Mall. No, in my universe, it's Air Mall.
What is it, Lillian Werner? That old magazine they used to send out had like the weird gag gifts in it, like body condoms and stuff,
Oh yeah.
or like the really big TV remote.
Body condoms aren't a gag gift. That's a
It's just
fetish
safety.
thing.
That's just
That's
safety.
also safety.
The onshore do not practice
We went from
matrimony.
Anshar to body condoms in
Like a
literally
minute.
no time.
Yeah.
It-
The onshore do not practice matrimony. Instead, they have family groups. They raise each
Oh.
other's children in these
of course
groups.
they're poly.
Of course.
They view sexual intercourse as an energetic exchange.
Of course.
But what is
wants some
se-
energy?
But isn't that what sex is?
Kind
Anyway,
technically?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody want a little pick me up real quick?
Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
My frequency needs some increasing.
The onshore reside inside a gigantic cavern underneath Central South America. They fly buses as well as cigar-shaped, egg-shaped, and saucer-shaped craft. Their craft, as well as all of their technology, is powered by the mass consciousness of their civilization. So they've figured out how to turn consciousness into energy, apparently.
I'm just getting this weird visual of them. First of all, I think it's kind of weird that everything in this episode has somewhat related to the other stories, and we did not do that on
Didn't
purpose.
do it on purpose.
So
It's
they,
ju- well,
they-
we're just attuned to the universe. now.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what it is? We're elevating to the 5D.
Our
Yep,
vibrations
yep,
are increasing.
Our
yep,
density.
5D, we're getting there, baby.
You don't even know it, but I'm actually engaging in an energy exchange with all of you right now.
Oh, that's
I
me.
can feel it.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you feeling it?
yeah.
I just came.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've been doing Kegels this whole time.
In the onshore city, there are areas around the cavern that look like they were dematerialized to make room for living quarters. The rock that was removed appears to have been recycled and liquefied to construct the tall glass buildings. All of their buildings are modular. So that's cool.
Oh, so like IKEA.
Yeah.
So they're Swedish? Is that IKEA?
Yeah.
At the end of each major cycle, the Anshar, as well as all of the ancient breakaway civilizations, move all of their people and all of their buildings into a temporal anomaly they generate in the middle of their cities. This is to protect the Anshar from disappearing due to divergence from their timeline.
Interesting.
That's
I have pictures of their egg chairs, by the way.
I like them.
those look very comfy.
They look very like modern 60s vintage retro.
Yeah.
Pretty sure those were in Austin
It
Powers.
looks like something in IKEA.
And Men in Black.
Oh,
The
it does
original,
look
yeah.
like those.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder which came first.
Men in Black.
Well,
and
these guys
Anshar.
have been here for millions of years, so it's obviously
The
them.
chicken or the egg chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Anshar sustain themselves on plant and fungus life. They have a large garden, many acres
Of
inside,
course they're fucking vegan.
where all of their food is grown. All of their food is grown in a crystal substrate. Mineral-enhanced water is used to grow their crops. They eat raw vegetables and vegetarian sweet cakes. Because their food is very high in nutrients, you immediately feel energized after eating. it.
Electrolytes, it's what plants crave. It's true.
Their library is like a time machine. As you walk from one end of it to the other, tablets become scrolls, which become handwritten books, which become modern-day books. All of the modern books had ISBN numbers on them.
Wait.
That's
wait.
good that they're registering their books. Like if they had those numbers on them, you'd be able to look them up in the database.
Like there's a card like a ethereal card catalog that you go
fine,
to.
but
Dewey
wh-
Decimal
but
System.
what
The
happens-
Anshar Dewey Decimal System.
Do they stop at books though? Do they just like what happens after the
It's
books?
just one Kindle.
Yeah.
It's just a thumb drive.
Yeah.
But wait, so they drive buses. They're
No, they
poly.
fly buses, Hugh. Don't be ridiculous.
Excuse me. They fly buses. They're vegan.
They're vegan.
They're poly.
Yep.
They're from Oregon, I guess.
Are we sure
Or
that
St.
someone
Pete.
didn't just randomly show up at the castle one night and get confused and say that these are the
Are
Anshar?
you sure this isn't a group of lesbians from downtown St. Pete?
Yeah, on an excursion, had a little too much LSD.
Let's see. All the modern books had ISBN numbers. They have physical copies of books that are the most important to them. Everything else is stored in crystals. Well, they have crystal storage. That makes sense.
Crystals get
Somebody
jacked.
just said, close some of your tabs, psycho. We were just talking about that.
We have lots of tabs because we have lots of information for you guys, okay? All of these relate to the show.
Yeah, all these are for the show, James.
Yeah.
Also, don't tab shame us because we're into that thing.
Sometimes I get attached to the old tabs that I've left up for like 2 years. I'm like,
oh, that would make me sick.
I
to my
only-
stomach.
I usually have 10 tabs open during the day for work. I'm
never
always
know-
flipping between all
I
of them.
never know what I'm gonna want to think about later. Like,
Not only do
How
the
many
Anshar-
bookmarks do you have randomly placed throughout various books? Is that a common thing for you?
oh
She
no,
doesn't know how to read.
I'm an asshole with dog ears. I'm one of those dickholes.
Ew, why do
Yeah.
you do that?
Because it's easier.
Lauren.
So they also browse our internet, is what I'm trying to get at here.
Oh, they do?
They keep up on. They keep
Oh,
tabs on
is
us.
OK James an Anshar and he's here to browse your internet,
He
David?
could be.
He might
You
be.
browse your internet and your wife.
I have no evidence to say to the contrary.
Oh, okay, James. He said you guys didn't mention this is another tinfoil hat episode. This is actually Mysteriousnesses.
Yeah.
Something Planet was last
is-
night.
This is the tinfoil
Yeah,
hat
I don't know if
show.
you realize,
Yeah.
but this is not Jared
Yeah.
sitting here.
Jared got dried out real quick. He's got put into a food dehydrator.
Yeah, and lost all of his self-esteem.
I just imagine Jared. You know those little tablet things that are real small, and you put it in the bathtub.
like the opposite of
You-
that
you
in
know what?
reverse.
Oh wow.
and then they like blow up.
You know what? I should give that to myself. That was really shitty. All right, keep going. Keep going.
Wait, which part of the process am I? Am I before or after?
You're the before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. The Anshar have one area reserved for influencing thoughts and making telepathic contact with surface humanity. This room is filled with egg-shaped shell seats for the Anshar
Yeah.
to sit down and enter into a meditative
Yeah,
state.
let me get a picture of that.
So
again.
if
Oh, God.
any Anshar listening right now or in the future, please contact me via telepathy, please.
Yeah, make something appear now. Your brain just explodes out from your ears.
I just had an invasive thought that called me a dumb cunt. Does that count? Was that
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I think that's it.
The Anshar don't like me, you guys.
All of your invasive thoughts are just the Anshar.
That would be fucking like that would blow my mind.
Lauren, you are trash.
Oh, the Anshar think I'm trash.
You wake up one morning feeling actually good about yourself and like, psych, bitch.
So the civilization is 40 to 50 miles beneath the Earth's surface. Their main concerns are helping humanity evolve their consciousness and protecting the ancient Paltel ruins on Earth and Venus.
They're doing a shitty job.
Tall.
Paltal.
They're doing a really
So
bad
explain
job.
to us what the Paltal is, Hugh.
So the Paltal is the name of the 4 original races of the universe that seeded life throughout.
Is that why on Star Trek all of the aliens just kind of look like people, but like a little bit different?
And sexy.
Yeah, and if you want to go into more of this, first of all, to try to find any information about the Anshar that's not crazy, also in reference to the
This
Paltal.
isn't crazy.
Well, no, it's crazy, but like
There's worse.
to really get into this level of conspiracy, you almost have to be an Anshar yourself.
Okay.
Because it's so obscure to find any sort of factual or like a sentence that actually is grammatically correct that doesn't just sound like regurgitation.
That's why I like having you on the show, Hugh, because you're not afraid to get down there in the crazy mud and roll around with the other crazies for a while.
First of all, I live in the crazy mud, okay? Secondly, I will wrestle the dark web to get some facts on mysteriousness.
Well, I appreciate it.
So yeah, the Paltal, and again, I always feel so ridiculous saying
just
these
saying it's
words.
serious.
Is the name of the 4 original races of the universe that seeded life. The Anshar are comprised of 7 positive polarity human ET races. So that's the other thing too. When you speak about entities in relation to the universe, there's positive polarity entities, so like
Right.
the Anshar, and then you have the negative polarity, which would be like the reptilians.
Right. And
Those
the intelligent AI that controls
yes,
the reptilians.
yeah, and those are the ones with the vril drones that go into your eyeball.
Mhm.
We've past episodes.
Also, birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. Space is fake. The globe is flat.
Yeah.
The Democrats rigged the election.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hillary
We can keep
Clinton
going.
eats baby fetuses.
And it doesn't work.
No.
She does it, but it doesn't make her any younger. It
No,
does nothing.
In fact, it's doing the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Whoever's giving her this information needs to stop because it's
It's
wearing
a waste
on her.
of kids.
Yeah.
She's not getting any younger.
No,
Yeah.
she just craves the fear.
You know how many kids would die to have some of them kids? Anyways, so the Anshar are focused on protecting. Okay, here's what I wanted to find out that I could
Okay.
not find any information about. The Anshar are focused on protecting ancient ruins and helping out the development of human consciousness. I understand the human consciousness. I don't understand the ancient ruins. I could not find what.
Anything. Well, maybe it's just all of the ancient ruins.
So here's the thing. There's ancient ruins, and I keep seeing the reference points of the ancient ruins in Antarctica and then the ancient ruins on Venus. So
Right.
there is that's a common thread when looking into the Paltal.
Well, I'm
but
guessing there's some sort of Stargate that connects the two.
I could, but I
That would
can't
make
tell you.
sense.
It might be Aramu. I don't know.
Or James Spader.
Or,
yeah.
Or it could be OK James.
Or
could
oh,
be.
hey.
We know you're a fucking alien, James.
Yeah, okay, James.
Okay, James just said I just uncharted myself. We're not buying it on Shar. The self-deprecation is not being sold here tonight. So anyways, so they hold a lot of territory under the earth and are by far the most powerful Agarthan civilization. Now, Agartha...
That sounds like another rabbit hole,
It's
please.
okay, Agartha is the name of what the civilization lives in beneath the earth. So
Okay.
in the Hollow
That's
Earth
what they
theory,
call it.
which I think we can do a whole nother a whole nother show on.
Yeah.
There's
just that.
several civilizations that live underneath the
So
earth.
we have Earth is on the outside that we look at it, but Agartha is the Earth on the inside.
I think we did do an episode at one point on Hollow Earth theory, but there's more that we could get into. We could go back to it again.
It's deep.
Yeah. Not just in the earth.
Bum. Bing. So and then of this civilization, or of the Paltal, they include the original Pleiadian group that settled here some 20 million years ago, as well as 6 other factions, all of whom resemble humans to a greater or lesser degree.
So they're from the Pleiades.
Lesser degree, greater degree.
as an example.
Yeah, just for those that need a visual. One group of the Anshar, the Silver Fleet, have a particularly interesting history. Apparently, they're actually far ahead in our own future and are here to keep their race from being destroyed in that time.
We talked about that a little bit before.
Right. And something happened such that they were about to be wiped out, so they... What's that word?
You wrote this.
I didn't write it. I copied and pasted it. So they...
Looked into the timeline.
Oh, is that... Okay, I can't see the word. Looked into the...
because you got your cursor on it, David.
Okay, yeah, they looked into the timeline to figure out where and how they might be able to make a change that would mitigate that disaster.
Right.
They realized that they would have to travel back 200,000 years before our present day and then live through all of the time in between then up until their present in order to make the
So
necessary
their present
changes.
is like way further into the future.
Right, but I don't understand why couldn't they just go back and fix the one thing? Why would they have to live the entire timeline?
That's
again?
what I
Well,
was just
maybe time travel is like a one-way ticket, you know? You can't go back once you
It's
you
not
do
like
it.
a domino effect where it just the fix happens and then it's all
Well,
fixed.
who's to say that they have the ability to pick when they time travel back to?
That's true,
Maybe
too.
there are specific openings that you can travel back to, and that was the closest exit.
Maybe
Oh,
soft
man.
soft spots in the space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they thought they were gonna get off that exit and go to the Waffle House.
No.
Instead, they're fucking cavemen.
No,
dinosaurs.
they got off on the exit at Mysteriousness Podcast.
Yes.
Okay, James says, I self-defecated.
All right, James, leave the comedy up to the people on the podcast. No, I'm just messing.
So
with
this group traveled back to the time that and have been living underground since then, doing their best to nudge events such that there will be a better outcome far in the future. And it seems clear that those of us on the surface right now, the lives we live and the choices we make are all part of that process.
Well, they need to hurry the fuck up because things are really fucked up
If
right
the
now.
choices I make are part of your process, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
There are also Solar Warden and Alliance outposts down in Argatha. So,
Ooh, what's a Solar Warden?
So the
That
Solar
sounds
Warden,
cool.
this is even crazier. This is
This is where we get deep.
This is going deep. So the Solar Warden program is basically it was basically invented in the 1980s by the Cabal, which is
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, it's composed of the factions of the military-industrial complex and the world's intelligence agencies. But these have since branched off from our government, which is what we said earlier.
And if you know about QAnon, those people are they say that Trump is fighting the cabal because the cabal is trying to keep him from being the benevolent, gracious leader that he really is.
Right.
And we're just too stupid to know.
Right. President Reagan was briefed by Solar Warden as to the existence of ETs, but only that there were 4 or 5 races that had been interacting with the Earth for thousands of years. This limited disclosure got him quite excited, though. He even made allusions to this in a few of his public speeches.
I wonder if Mommy got excited too.
Mother?
Because you know that's what he called Nancy, right?
Mother?
Mommy or Mother.
God.
There's a whole conspiracy documentary coming out about that where Nancy
With the astrology?
No, it posits that Nancy Reagan was really the brains behind the operation. She was just fucking playing Reagan like a puppet. Yeah.
Good for her.
Apparently she was the real president.
Our first female
Our
president.
first yeah.
And we never even knew it. Also, didn't
And
Wilson?
a man takes credit.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That's it.
That sounds real, actually.
Yeah.
It, the whole time, since the dawn of America, has been run by women. But
it might have been.
Women are so smart that they know that they have to put the man out as the face.
Take the blame. Yeah.
The blame.
Yeah.
You be the face.
But y'all been running shit this whole time. The wool is being taken off of the eyes right now.
I am no longer she.
We are no longer
That's
fallen
that's
victim.
where all the MGTOWs and red pillars come from.
Yeah.
They know the truth.
Oh, yeah. And-
Yikes. You know it's great? I'm so glad that there is a soundbite of you saying that. Forever now. Forever that exists on the internet. David Day.
That's not very becoming of a mayor.
Mayor of Palm Harbor.
I'm snipping that after this episode.
The mayor of Agartha as well. The
Yeah.
self-proclaimed mayor of Agartha.
So the Solar Warden was also supposedly the motivation behind his obsession with the Star Wars system, the supposed purpose of which was to shoot down incoming nukes from Russia, but which was actually used to fund the expanding Solar Warden fleet. Yeah, I mean, I guess the Solar Warden guys, if anybody shoots a nuke at us, I guess they got it covered from space, probably, you know? I don't know. I believe that there is a secret space program because I have seen some shit with my own 2 eyes of things. I've seen things that are against the international treaties in space in a military training area. Like I've seen what was supposedly the remnants of a missile shot from outer space to the surface of the Earth. Where I saw it was dead of night, and I saw the ozone layer coming down, which was reflecting light from the other side of the Earth, from the sun, reflecting light down into the night sky of the ozone layer burning up. It looked like a giant, beautiful flower sprouting out of the sky.
That is a metaphor.
Well,
That
there's
gave me
definitely a
chills.
secret space program.
But
There's
that's
no-
what when we all saw it, we thought it was like aliens or something, and obviously we called it in. And the explanation that we got, which I later looked up and found it to be illegal, was
What they say? You didn't see anything?
was that a missile was shot from space into the training area.
That's crazy. Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Now that you
from
mention
space.
that,
From
didn't they
space,
just say
yes.
that the guy that got assassinated in Iran, the head of the
Yes.
nuclear program, he
Right.
got shot by a gun from space too?
Well,
They
so
said it
there's-
was
That's what they claim.
or satellite guided, or it came from a satellite.
I think it came from a satellite, but then later in that article, I was reading an article on that. Then it said it was a remote-controlled machine gun mounted on top of a truck or something.
Well,
but
that
then
would
they-
be more plausible.
But then they said it was a very accurate gun of some sort because he was in a car.
He was
and
like
his,
in a Nissan Sentra.
yeah, and his wife was sitting right next to him, and only he got shot, and he got shot like 7 times.
Okay.
Dude, we
Gun from
JFK'd his ass.
That's exactly.
Well, that was-
it was like JFK, gun from space.
Well, that was
Done.
that
Yes.
was that was the same with the other Iranian general that was killed at the beginning of this year. Like
Oh,
there was
yeah.
no other casualties in that attack, which
No,
the U.S. took credit for that one.
But they bombed that car, I think.
yeah, they bombed that car.
That was
Yeah.
a bomb.
yeah.
They also have this new missile. It's launched from a drone though, but it doesn't explode. It just has these. It's something out of like Mortal Kombat. It's got these blades on it and just spins really fast, and then it just plows right into like a car. And you could see
Just
where
shreds it
It
up?
just shreds the car and everything inside of it, and
Wow.
without exploding, so it
That
minimizes.
seems mean.
It does, but it minimizes.
Well, I guess it minimizes
collateral damage.
Collateral
yeah.
damage.
I
yeah.
will say this. For the people that are constantly complaining about how the government is inept, we can sure as fuck come up with
We
some
can
kill shit,
cool
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that
Our
the
government can
military
definitely
come
kill
up
shit.
with and the way that they can spend money on the military
Oh.
just goes to show you if they
Well,
really
it's-
wanted to make
it's-
some serious changes, they could.
Oh yeah, no, it's the greatest military force in the history of Earth, unless you count the Solar Warden stuff. You know.
Well, but that's not the Earth.
right. That's
Solar
Yes.
Warden is
Yeah.
outside of the Earth. Also, I'm going to just say this. I have been sucked into military TikTok as well.
Uh-oh.
And I feel a sense of
Do you like a man in uniform?
Of course I do. But that's not why.
he married a veteran.
Well, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Tom was in the Air Force. Oh, I said his name. Anyways,
What was his last name?
And where does he live?
yeah.
Military TikTok.
I'm on military TikTok and I'm seeing like this heavy artillery, like these crazy weapons. And like as much as I hate war and as much as I hate that the whole intention of
Yeah.
making these things is to kill people,
Yeah.
there is a little part of my like American self is like, yeah, bitch, we made that shit.
No, I'm the same
Like,
way.
it's fucking
It's
amazing.
fascinating.
John knows I'm a big like military aircraft
He
nerd.
goes to the air show.
Oh
I
my
go to
God.
the air show.
I
I
love
fly flight simulators. But then the other part of I'm like, God, this is so cool how they make something go that fast and
You should be a drone operator.
like to drop bombs on people.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill
You'd probably
people.
be good at it.
I probably
but
would
you
be
wouldn't
awesome.
even
Good
know.
at it, David.
I'd be awesome at it.
That would
But-
break you though. You couldn't.
Oh yeah, no, I could. I'd go into basic training and be like, "Hey, do some push-ups." I'd be like, "I really
No.
don't want to."
You don't know this,
I
but you've
wanna
been
go
operating
home.
a drone all night.
Yeah.
This when you push this little red button, what do you think happens?
You
Yeah.
killed
Death.
17 people.
But can't I get $1 million? Isn't that usually what it is? If you press this button,
No,
someone dies somewhere, but
not
you
in
get
the
$1 million.
military. You just get minimum wage.
You might end up with a Camaro if you're
Yeah.
lucky.
No,
Anyway,
but
let's get
yeah,
on
yeah,
with
let's get
the
on,
Yeah,
let's get on.
sorry.
let's get on with the Solar
Tangent.
Warden. Start here.
Who's reading me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Solar Warden wrestled control of a Nazi base on the moon and remodeled it. So wait,
Oh,
they
what?
did a straight up trading spaces, literally in space.
Well, if you go back to the Great Awakening thing, there's that whole Nazi breakaway civilization where they colonize, or they have a colony on Antarctica
All right.
and the Moon and Mars, and yeah. All
For those
Stargates.
that are listening, let's just do a quick recap of the 7,000 things we just got through to
Oh,
get to
man.
where we're at. So now we're on the moon. There's Nazis. The Solar Warden came, cleaned house, told them get the fuck out. They remodeled and expanded it
Well,
considerably.
also the Nazi base was shaped like a swastika, so they had to change that.
Yeah. It's,
They just threw on a coat of paint.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
since when
tacky.
does America care about Nazism in general?
They just added a couple of lines and made it into a maze.
The liberals just put Black Lives Matter right in the middle. That makes up for it,
with,
right?
with rainbow paint.
Yeah. But don't ask for health care because we don't have that on the moon.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. If you want a spacesuit, you got to pull yourself up by your own
Space
spacesuit.
straps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, okay. So they're saying that they buried the original swastika-shaped base under layers of new construction. Although, I don't know if I'm buying it.
Still there.
Yeah. This became what is today called.
Those are just the basement rooms now. But like as you walk around, you're like, I feel like I'm walking in a very offensive pattern.
Why do I feel like I'm walking in a pinwheel? So they actually call it the LOC, the Lunar Operations Command. They also built bases on Mars and elsewhere across the galaxy. But the Cabal was also expanding and advancing their technology at a tremendous rate during this time, producing ships with capabilities beyond what the Solar Warden had.
Okay.
They built a group of advanced battleships that split off from the main international corporation conglomerate group under Nazi command and became known as the Dark Fleet.
Well,
Wait,
those are the bad guys.
I thought these guys thought the Jews ran everything. So now it's the Nazis running
The
everything?
QAnon. Okay, listen, nobody said this is supposed to make sense,
Okay,
David.
okay, Yeah.
Just
okay.
remember that.
Okay.
Pin that down first.
Before you start talking about it, remember that this doesn't have to.
Get
Just
rid of
let
logic.
Let the fantasy wander.
Okay.
Yeah. We're at, first of all,
There's probably like 3% of what we're saying that's true.
Yeah.
we're in the 5D right now. We're in a higher vibration.
Our
so
vibrations are definitely raising.
everything is subjective and reality's not true.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
all of
okay.
this makes no sense, and it does
I
at
just
the
have to
same
let
time.
go.
Yeah.
I just have to let go.
Yeah, just
Immerse
vibrate harder,
yourself
David.
into the experience.
Everything is false
I will
and true.
try to
You're not
vibrate.
real.
Vibrate,
Nobody's here.
vibrate like that thing Lauren keeps in her drawer.
Her Hitachi.
I'd burn out.
So they built their own base on the moon and have since pursued their own agenda, though it is still basically in alignment with the Cabal's overall ethos. I love that they have an ethos.
You gotta have an
Of,
ethos.
an ethos of conquest and service to self. I actually am okay with that. Servicing myself.
Yes.
Say what you say about the National Socialist Party. At least they have an ethos.
They're fascist, but they're on a mission.
Yeah.
This is okay. So, and then the last part of the Anshar that I could find out information about that was not just even more far-fetched.
Right,
Than this was tame. Is the banished Anshar? So there's one more group that is worth mentioning because although they didn't live in Argatha anymore, they used to. This is the group known as the Banished, the outcasts from the Anshar group who didn't want to live by their rules. This is often because these people fell in love with surface humanity and began to spend more and more time on the surface, sticking their nose into business that they weren't supposed to.
So they get banished for interacting with us.
Right, so I feel like this would be like maybe an Elon Musk type figure. Is he an Anshar?
Grimes is
I don't know. I thought they
definitely
were.
an
I thought they were
Anshar.
supposed to be good looking.
Yeah, well, he is tall and very white.
Yeah.
Elon Musk looks like he's from South Africa.
He is.
He is.
Oh well, that makes sense.
He's literally his family. I
No, I
think
just
ran
wanna
an
make-
emerald mine.
No, I just wanted to make fun of people from South Africa.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you can actually do that and it not be racist.
Yeah.
Because
Some people.
Well, the whites.
yeah.
There was a South African girl that used to come to open mics or whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm from South Africa," and I was like, "I forget." I without even thinking, I go,
Have you met my friend Brad?
No, and somebody was like, "Oh, I didn't know there was white people in Africa." And I was like, "Yeah, that means white South African. It means she's racist."
Yeah, that's all it means.
And she got very offended at that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
She got offended by being called what they are? Jesus.
People
I
don't
mean,
like
not
being
all,
called
well,
out.
Not all of them are like that, you know. It's like obviously there was some people holding on to that shit.
I'm sure she waved to a few people of color. You know.
Anyway,
Was she hot?
yeah, kind
Is
of.
that the redhead?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was hot, but
Oh,
she was also crazy.
Oh, I don't care.
Red hot racist South African.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she still come to open mics?
Open mic
We don't
doesn't
have it
exist
anymore.
anymore.
the open mic has been closed.
As soon as it does, I'm getting into comedy.
Getting up on stage.
That's all it took for David to really just
Wow.
pique his interest.
This is the
David's
moment.
David's the
International crazies.
David's the
I think
first guy to get into stand-up comedy for the pussy.
I'm gonna. Lord, what we need to do is get Roger Hughes to put a wig on, throw a little rouge on his face, and say, "Hi, David's really interested in meeting you, such and such," and just see
Yes.
how good he is with a South African accent.
The worse it is, the better, too.
Do you like anal? Is the question, David.
Which way?
That's it. No, he's into South Africans because they're just like dirtier Europeans.
That's true.
They're the Europeans that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
Go to Africa, you idiot.
Them and the Australians.
Yeah.
So many of them have married with surface humans, and many have also
So Grimes and Elon Musk. That's what Lauren
basically.
said.
Yep.
So which one was the grosser one?
Oh, I think that Grimes
is the-
Anshar.
Anshar.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
And then Elon Musk is being advised by her, obviously.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
women do run the world secretly.
Exactly.
We're all just idiots.
Yeah.
Elon Musk kind of looks like Pee Wee Herman if he gained a lot of weight.
I mean, yeah.
Look at this picture.
and had a wise
Let me
investment
bring this
portfolio.
up. Let me bring this up for
Fat Pee Wee Herman.
For those that
Fat
aren't
Pee Wee Herman.
familiar with Elon Musk's Pee Wee Herman,
I'd steal his bike.
tell him Large Marge sent ya.
All right, so
Right? She kinda
is
looks
that
like
it
you,
for the
Lauren.
Anshar?
Thank you. I like that.
So yeah, basically, and the only other thing is, the only other thing to mention is the transportation system. There is an ancient maglev train
Oh, I
system
did like
that
this.
runs
This is cool.
that runs under the entire surface of the Earth, which connects the different caverns to each other, and which also connects our world to different worlds through portals that the train passed through. No one is entirely sure who built the portal system, but it is suspected that it was the Paltal almost 200 million years
So
ago.
this is a different civilization.
Well, the Paltal is they were the four main people,
Right,
or the
so-
main civilizations that made up the original.
So I guess
universe.
Earth is kind of special if we have all these ancient ruins and portals and train systems and
But
stuff.
to me, that doesn't. I feel like this is just like a fucking truck stop.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you just,
Yeah.
this is just an efficient airport.
Yeah, it's like on Rick and Morty when they go to like to where all the portals come in and out of. It's just like the shithole of the galaxy.
Yeah, this is the Atlanta airport of the
This is a-
galaxy.
Oh, I wouldn't even say Atlanta. That's
More like-
being kind.
More like Newark.
Newark, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Belize?
Yeah.
Okay, think of whatever you need to fly into an airport in Belize.
This is just
Yeah.
a pilot. you
Yeah.
know, Pilot.
Pilot
truck
in a dream.
Yeah, that's all it is. We're in a
Yeah.
balsa wood airplane that's run off of a rubber band.
All right, let's go move on to our segment. You believe in what?
What?
Yeah.
As if that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gets even crazier.
But this is actually factual.
This last part is factual. Usually the last part is like factual stuff, but it's weird. What the rise of the 70s cult says about American culture.
Oh, there's an HBO Max series.
Yeah, it
It
just
just
came out.
came
Well, this
out.
is 20. I guess it's like 20 years ago, or it's more than 20 years ago. So this is
23.
like
Was it 93?
97.
Oh, 97.
1997. So this is my first year in high school. Heaven's Gate, also known as the UFO cult, burst into American consciousness more than 20 years ago when on March 26, 1997, law enforcement discovered 39 decomposing bodies in a San Diego, California mansion. Remember seeing that footage as a kid? Like,
Yeah.
all they showed was the shoes.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember the
they
shoes?
had a
Beds, yeah.
uniform, and they were
They had
called the away
tracksuits.
team.
Yeah, Nikes.
Didn't they have tracksuits?
Yeah.
Tracksuits, yeah.
Tracksuits and
I was
white
telling you this
shoes.
earlier.
Very stylish.
My favorite footage usage of that was Jay Leno did. That was the time when the Cubs were losing left and right. Like it was like the worst record in
Was
baseball
Jay Leno
history.
funny back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he did. He said, "Well, hey, let's look at the Cubs locker room," and then they just showed footage of the Heaven's Gate thing. It was great. It was hilarious.
That is hilarious.
That's probably the funniest thing he's ever done.
But they are. I'm just curious if were the suits that they were wearing, were they custom made, or did
Oh,
they
I
just
think-
sew on the patch because they had the away team patches?
Right. I don't know. I don't know who made those.
But they are literally in purple cloaks over, like draped over them.
Well, yeah, they didn't want to be like obscene and leave their dead bodies like exposed.
I that might have been from the law officers though. Might have
Oh,
draped
you
over
think-
their bodies.
But why purple? They have purple cloaks.
Oh, was it
Standard
purple?
police
Maybe they
issue purple
didn't. Maybe,
cloaks.
maybe they didn't then. Maybe
I
they
think
didn't.
when they went in there, that's what they looked like. So they. Anyways, I don't want to put the cart before the horse if we're going to talk
so
about
each
it.
detail that emerged from the scene stunned a rapt public. Adherents had died by suicide in waves on March 22nd and 23rd.
Oh, my birthday and Stuart's birthday.
Yep, they lay under purple shrouds with $5 bills.
Well, I know how to celebrate next year.
They had $5 bills and rolls of quarters in their pockets. They all wore simple dark uniforms and Nike tennis shoes. Bizarre
What
as
was
these,
the money in their pockets?
I don't know.
Is that the toll?
For? Yeah.
Maybe it's the toll
Oh, yeah,
to the overworld.
Faces and chests covered with purple shrouds.
Yeah.
Bizarre as these details may seem, if you actually look at the group's belief in history, Heaven's Gate has far more in common with American culture than you might expect. In my book, this is the author's book, Heaven's Gate, I argue that the group drew from broad trends in American culture, religiosity, apocalyptic thinking, and an interest in fusing science and religion. Those are all seem like
I
American
feel like
things.
we're on the verge of the next great cult right now.
Oh,
Right here.
something's starting.
Yeah. If not, I'm going to start my own.
Yeah.
Can we just do it?
Let's just do it. We've been
I
talking about
need
this
some
for
money.
years.
I need some money.
I need some.
Yeah, plus
fucking-
David wants to bang everyone's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all cults for.
They don't have to be married.
Yeah. But one theme has become even more evident since this guy wrote the book. The group's embrace of conspiratorial thinking reflects a culture of conspiracy that has long existed in the margins of society and has reemerged at the center of American life. It was founded in 1972 when two Texans, Bonnie Lou Nettles and Marshall Harif Applewhite, those are very Texas names.
Yeah.
Marshall Harif Applewhite.
Literally.
No,
Bonnie
not Harif.
Lou.
Herf.
Marshall Harif Applewhite.
Hey, Herf.
They bonded over shared interests in alternative spiritual exploration, astrology, and biblical prophecy. They came to believe that the Bible foretold an extraterrestrial rapture wherein some individuals would be saved from life on this planet and journey to what they called the next level, a physical realm in outer space where they would live as an immortal, perfected species of space aliens.
This reminds me a lot of and Lauren, you probably know about this, is the ascension that people keep talking about right now that we're
to the 5D.
to the 5D.
This
So
is very similar.
I don't know if this was just almost like a foreshadowing.
5G. maybe?
Well, that
that
plays
ha-
into it
Well,
too.
like you
Part of
can
it
say that
too.
these people are super, super crazy, but you can walk into a metaphysical shop or a website anywhere, and there's going to be people on there that have very similar beliefs.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could probably get at least 20 people to join a cult by going into any metaphysical
Who's
store.
that? Who's that female comic who's always talking about the 5D?
I have no idea.
Oh,
also-
Jessa Reed.
Jessa Reed. Yeah.
The fact that we are too similar on our social media presences.
You two are sisters.
Yeah.
Spiritual
Gal
sisters.
pals. Soul sisters. No, but that does play into
yeah.
the whole 5D because right now in the alternative new age spiritual community online, which is repulsive, everybody keeps talking about the 5D.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing that keeps getting drilled into your head is you're not depressed, you're not sad, you're going through a spiritual
You're going
awakening.
through an awakening. Yeah.
Bitch, no the fuck I'm not.
No, I feel like shit.
No, I'm not. I am. If anything, I'd want to be put back to sleep if that's
Yeah.
the case.
You know, I'm a worse person because of the way I feel right now. I'm not getting better.
Yeah,
because
if
of
this is the road to enlightenment, dumb me down.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it. But that's a big thing right now. And then we're all ascending, and the people that are able to raise their frequency
They
are
get to
gonna,
move on.
They're gonna go into the fifth dimension or 5D, and then everyone else is gonna be further and further pulled into the opposite direction of like entropy or something. I don't know.
So they gained their first significant attention and converts in 1975 among alternative spiritual seekers in California and Oregon. Always in California and Oregon.
Oregon likes some weird shit.
Yeah.
Nettles and Applewhite drew from Christian sources, particularly prophetic and apocalyptic material. They were also inspired by the New Age movement, which we were just talking about, which emphasized meditation,
Ooh,
diet,
Enya. I
and
love
the
Enya.
channeling of spiritual beings.
They look like they were also inspired by the Dutch boy by the looks of those haircuts.
Yeah, they both gave each other the same haircut.
Someone invested in Floby early.
Two friends,
Early
one
adopters.
bowl.
That's where they got their money from, was the Floby
Floby
investments.
Like many religious people, members of Heaven's Gate sought salvation from what they considered a corrupt world. After Nettles died of cancer in 1985, the group's adherents increasingly rejected their earlier belief in what they called biological metamorphosis, wherein their human bodies would chemically transform into extraterrestrial forms. Instead, they now envisioned abandoning their human bodies on Earth and transferring their consciousness through unspecified technological spiritual means into new extraterrestrial next-level bodies.
Nice.
This really does sound like a psychedelic experience, to be honest.
This sounds like Herbalife. Now, you got to do it to get to the next level.
Yeah, it's a pyramid
And
scheme.
that's when you start making the money, because then you have your downstream,
Yeah.
and you're already at the next level.
Okay, LuLaRoe with aliens.
Yes, exactly.
UFO LaRue.
Yeah.
Eventually, some members came to believe that they were actually space
You get a pink
aliens.
flying saucer when you reach a certain level.
Exactly.
Mary Kay spaceship.
It's a Cadillac, but it's just now a UFO.
Yeah.
Or a spaceship.
So they said they would be taken. They came to believe that they were actually aliens, and they'd taken on human forms to learn about life on our planet. Though this belief appears to not have been universally shared. It may come as a surprise that until the suicides, Heaven's Gate attracted little outside attention. They didn't face government persecution, angry ex-members, or professional anti-cultists eager to destroy them, all of which dogged other new and alternative religions like the People's Temple, the people around the Jonestown Massacre, and the Branch Davidians, the targets of the Waco siege.
Oh, so they were just the catalyst to other shitty things that took place.
Yeah, well, I think the author's trying to make the point is that no one really paid them any attention like all these other ones.
It wasn't like they weren't on the radar. And if you...
There's a lot of cults came about in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. But I was watching the documentary. There's multiple episodes, and I watched the first 2 so far. And from what I can gather, it was the reason why there was no focus on them because it was actually a really shitty cult. They didn't run it. There was no hierarchy. There was not, and there wasn't necessarily like a standard doctrine that went with it. So that's why, as far as like a cult goes,
it was just a bunch of vegans talking about their vibrations.
it was basically people.
But there obviously was some kind of doctrine because a bunch of them killed themselves.
Well, in the end they did, but in the beginning, back when they're talking about here, when they first came on the scene, it was literally just groups of people camping in the woods that were kind of like hippies.
Yeah.
They weren't subscribing to regular religion, and they felt more of a connection of community with people that were willing to look outside of the box into shit like this.
Okay.
So that was kind of, but this guy is, look at him. Look at his eyes. You can always, it's always in the eyes.
He looks like someone, I was just saying to Lauren, someone we mutually know. Like in 20 years. This is
like
what
like right now.
No.
I've seen his Facebook lives. Just
If I could grow my hair out and we can revisit my appearance in 20 years, that's me. That's where I'm heading.
Well, you're gonna have a toupee that looks like that in like 5.
Instead of the security award, like that Israeli guy, I wake up every morning and I think, how can I achieve my goal of becoming a cult leader?
I'll show you who this guy looks like.
So Heaven's Gate also embraced what historian Michael Barkin calls a culture of conspiracy, which divides the world between evil forces secretly conspiring among one another, true believers aware of the conspiracy, and the mindless masses who operate without awareness of the truth. So this show, this episode definitely has a theme.
And as we perpetuate the nonsense even further.
Yeah, well, we're going to start our own cult.
Yeah.
Well, Barkin focuses on the religious and cultural margins. Today, the same elements are arguably at work in American political discourse, whether it's talk of secret government wiretaps, a deep state, or cover-ups within the scientific community on topics ranging from vaccines to climate change. So the adherents of Heaven's Gate would probably be drawn to these various political conspiracies, though they shared the belief that powerful forces colluded behind the scenes to hide the truth in order to support their claims of the existence of extraterrestrials and UFO visitations. In the 90s, people laughed off the conspiracy theories that consumed the group and eventually led them to opt out of the planet.
Oh, I love that terminology.
Well, they didn't even get into the. They didn't even. This article doesn't even get into the thing. So basically, they believe that the what is it, the
Hale-Bopp comet,
the WAP comet.
Yeah. The Hale-Wop.
The Hale-Wop comet was a nice, warm, and moist place to exist.
Fertile.
I want to show you this though. Look at this guy. This Marshall Applewhite. He looks like Tim Thomerson. Look at this.
He looks like
from the 80s.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah, he does.
Maybe
You're
it was
right.
the same guy.
He also looks like Stuart from Mad TV in his late 70s.
Yes. Look what I can do. Dies.
So they believe that the Hale-Bopp comet that comes around once every 3,000 years or something like that.
It's a long time.
It's a long, long fucking time.
I remember when it came. You could actually see it
yeah.
very clearly with your naked eye.
And if you looked really carefully, you could see a little UFO that was trailing behind it, and that's where when they killed themselves, they got into that UFO.
Yeah.
Right. Now, see, here's the thing. I would need someone to clearly lay out and spell out to me, because if I'm going to buy into your cult, I need you to really sell me on that particular feature. How are we moving from here to there? Yeah. Give me some insight, and then I'll join your cult.
And if you could do it that easily, why does it need to be right here? Why can't it be down the street? And, speaking, in
Yeah.
astrological terms.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume it's relative.
Astronomical, sorry, not astrological terms.
No, it's probably also that too.
That too.
Yeah.
I have a treat though for our viewers.
What is
Yeah,
the
let's
treat?
so they did leave behind
two members.
Two members in order to run this website that you are currently looking at.
And according to their little favorite icon, they're hosted on HostGator. Just so everyone.
How do you think they chose the two members to leave behind? Like,
I
were
think that's
these
in the
the
documentary. I think I've seen something where I think they just were randomly chosen.
I think they were
I don't think it was random.
They were like, unfortunately, two of you are gonna have to stay behind, and then one guy who just recently got a girlfriend was like, us, yeah, we'll stay behind.
No, I think it was like, no, you two, I don't want to spend forever with you two. You two stay behind. I hate you guys.
Yeah, they were like the most loathed people in the cult. They're the
exactly.
least fuckable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
the
as
ugly ones.
As you can see, they haven't really updated the look of the website.
No,
but look at this logo.
The aesthetic
It's a
value.
solid
Is,
logo.
I am into this logo.
A logo to kill yourself.
It's for the 90s.
Can you rip that off and make a Something Planet logo to look
Can
like that?
we all
Yes,
get Heaven's Gate?
something
Can we make Heaven's Gate T-shirts? Because I would love to have that on a T-shirt. I want that as a shirt.
So yeah, this is super interesting. You can watch the documentary on HBO Max to further explore the topic of the Angels. What is it called? The Angels Gate.
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate cult.
Also, we are not promoting HBO Max because
No.
we're paid to promote them.
Yeah.
In case anybody gets confused.
Yeah.
I don't think they will ever pay us.
That was not an ad. Let's get that out there.
By the way, you can order a hard copy of the Heaven's Gate book.
Oh, really? We
Yeah,
should
well,
get that
I
on the
kinda
Great
want one.
Awakening poster.
$45.
Secret Santa, get me one of these.
They probably have like a print-on-demand thing set up so you can order that and get a book. I kind of want it.
Yeah.
How much is
Just-
40?
It's
$40
nice.
$45.
That seems
That's shipping
reasonable.
and handling.
So I'm gonna.
That's
It's
a nice
hard.
coffee
It's
table
hard.
book.
Hard copy.
I was gonna say if I can tell you how the book ends. You don't really need to read it. All you need is a bunch of barbiturates and some applesauce, and apparently a little vodka, because that's how they off themselves.
That's why I never saw that movie, The Passion of the Christ, because I was like totally spoiled.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's like, all right, Jesus, get the fuck off the cross. We need the wood. Thanks.
God.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Something Planet on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch. Also, the audio version of both podcasts is available on any podcast app or at somethingplanet.com or mysteriousnesses.com.
And I'm going to find out when heavensgate.com domain expires,
You're
and
gonna buy
we're
that
going to
shit.
redirect Mysteriousnesses to Heaven's Gate.
You just got to wait on it until when it expires and then click on the buy
Yeah, I'm
immediately.
buying it immediately. I'm putting my bid in
I'm
now.
looking it up right now.
All right.
Heavensgate.com.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We'll be here the first Tuesday next year. This is our last episode of the year, so please come back. Tell a friend. We love you guys, and we're out. Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Kwanzaa.
Happy solstice.
Festivus.